Hello and thank you for coming to the McWaters Effect. I'm your host, Matt. Today I'm looking at OAN, but first, I need you to hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Now let's take a look at this news article. Senator Manchin offers revision for the H.R. 1 voting bill. There's a video here. We'll go ahead and watch it.
West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin releases his list of compromises for the Democrats' H.R. 1 election reform bill. One America's Shane Althouse has more.
As the Senate Democrats look to advance H.R. 1's election reform bill, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin has taken it upon himself to tackle some parts of the bill Senate Republicans hate the most, in hopes there can be some kind of bipartisan agreement. But Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says even this tamed version of the For the People Act still has the old version's rotten core. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin has bucked the intentions of the Democrat Party on a semi-regular basis for the past few months. As a Democrat senator for a deep red state, Manchin has made it a point to reach across the aisle and try to foster unity in an increasingly polarized Congress. One of the most polarizing bills put forward by Democrats in the House is a bill known as H.R. 1, also known as S1 in the Senate. The bill has zero support from the Republican side of the aisle, and moderate Democrats like Joe Manchin have voiced their opposition to the bill as well.
That's the bedrock of our democracy. An accessible, fair, and basically secured voting. That's it. To have, and right now in a divided country, this is not about me, it's about our country. People better start looking at how do we get to where we got to January 6th, and why don't we want to fix it?
But why would a bill designed to, quote, expand voting rights be so controversial? It's when you read the bill that one particular section really stands out. Section 3, subsection B, which states, quote, Section 2 of the 14th Amendment also protects the right to vote, granting Congress additional authority to reduce a state's representation in Congress when the right to vote is abridged or denied. And according to the bill, the right to vote is abridged or denied when states enforce excessive voter identification requirements, burdensome voter registration procedures, voter purges, limit access to mail-in voting, polling place closures, unequal distribution of election resources, and for good measure, other impediments. Essentially, the bill allows the legislative branch to take congressional seats away from states who enforce laws like voter ID.
Is voter ID a red line to you?
No. Voter ID it's basically what we've always done in West Virginia. No one's ever had a problem with it.
In other words, it allows Congress to take away red state seats in the House of Representatives. Manchin's latest proposal, in large part, addresses these concerns many Republicans have regarding the For the People Act, including ideas like a federal voter ID law so states don't have to enforce a similar law, allowing people to show any kind of ID they have available, things like a person's utility bills. His proposal also gets rid of burdensome voter registration, because everyone will be registered through the DMV with an option to opt out. It mandates that every state provides some kind of mail-in ballot system, even if an excuse is required to vote by mail. It specifically allows states to maintain voter rolls using federal and state documents to make sure inactive or dead people are removed from the registered voter lists. And it forces states to notify voters no later than 7 days prior to an election if their polling location changes. These provisions, outlined by Senator Manchin, may give some protection to red states, but many could still see Nancy Pelosi take seats away from them just for enforcing election security with local laws. But while Senate Republicans certainly prefer Manchin's proposal over H.R. 1, it still doesn't completely get rid of Section 3, subsection B of the For the People Act, leaving the authority to oversee elections in the hands of the federal government, and ultimately could see some Republican representatives lose their seats.
Rewrite of it does is grant to the Justice Department almost total ability to determine the voting systems of every state in America, which they're trying to do directly through H.R. 1.
Now, Senator Manchin says as H.R. 1 and S1 stand right now, it will only further divide an already very divided country.
Alright guys, that's the end of the video, and I'm going to give you my opinion right now. It's unconstitutional. In the Constitution, it says that only the states control elections. Okay? The federal government has no business controlling their elections. And Manchin writing a new bill to try to get bipartisan, that's a noble goal. Okay? But his bill is unconstitutional as well. And there's several other things in the bill that I don't like. Number one, they want to get rid of all paper ballots. So audits that are going on right now wouldn't be happening. Another thing they want to get rid of is the states controlling what they call gerrymandering. That's where they move districts around in order to make it easier for a Democrat or Republican to win in their district. Well, normally the districts were rearranged by whoever was controlling the state's Congress. But by this bill, how it would be done by the federal level. Whoever is controlling the House, which right now is Nancy Pelosi, her and 3 others would have control over how the district lines are arranged in the United States. I don't know about you, but having someone controlling district lines on how people vote in like New Jersey, New York, Texas is not right. She's from California. She has no business controlling how people in New York, New Jersey, or Texas vote. The other thing that's a problem with this bill, the idea that if she decides she don't like a law that you have for voting in that state, she could take away representatives from that state. First thing, what happened to no taxation without representation? What happened with that? You can't do that. That's a provision in that bill that is completely unconstitutional. But obviously, by the way I'm speaking, you can tell I don't like this bill. Obviously. And this bill should not even be up for debate. It's unconstitutional. It's a power grab by the Democrat Party in order to try to take power of the Senate and the House and the presidency for years to come. That's what it is. If this bill passes, Trump said, if this bill passes, he's not going to be running for president because he said there's no point. There's no chance of him winning. And he's 100% correct. Pretty much everything that happened in the 2020 election would be legal. So what would be the point of him running? There would be no point. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Peace.